Hello guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me again, your girl Barrister Neze, and this is Nezeville. Thank you so very much for all of you who joined me on my new channel, Neze Peperempe. In my last video, I brought it to you guys that I have a new channel, a personal channel, well, not so new channel, but my personal channel where I discuss my personal life, family, marriage, children, career, and all of those good stuff. Neze Peperempe is the name of the channel, and I left the link in the description box, and some of you joined me there. Thank you very much. And if you're still yet to, please join me on my personal channel because you're going to love it just as much as you love this one, okay? And also I'm on all other social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and the name is Nezeville. So please join me there. Connect with me on all levels, on all angles, back, front, left, and center. So let's just get right into this video. It was only last year when the news of the passing of Christabel made it out to social media. Christabel, or Christy as her friends and family loved to address her, was a Port Harcourt socialite and influencer. Truly gorgeous she was, stood at an admirable height, light-skinned, snatched waist, well sculptured. God really took great patience designing Christabel. But despite already having a body to die for, Christabel still went in pursuit of a body she died for. When people saw Christabel, they saw an epitome of beauty. Their eyes were filled with admiration. But when Christabel saw herself, she saw a body that needed fixing, a body that needed working on, a body that needed enhancement. So she began saving up, mopping up funds, gathering her coins, all in a bid to get a BBL, a Brazilian butt lift. She had already contacted a certain facility in Lagos, and they had assured her that the procedure can be carried out effectively in their facility. So having worked and made up the required funds for this process, Christabel walked into the premises of this facility, but never walked out. According to her friend, who goes by the handle Posh Cupcake on Twitter, after Christabel's BBL procedure was concluded, she began complaining that she was experiencing unusual bleeding that just wouldn't stop. And despite her continuous and repeated complaints, it was said that the plastic surgeon dismissed it with a wave of hand and assured her that it is normal and it will stop. Well, it never did. Christabel bled to death. And what was even more infuriating and triggering, according to her friend Posh Cupcake, she said, let me read it out for you. I want to bring this to the public. A friend just died at this hospital in Lagos, Nigeria a few days ago, where she underwent surgery. Now, I'm not against anybody that wants to enhance their body or anything. It's your body, your life, your choice. So do what you love. But what I'm against is doctors that claim they have experience abroad come down to Nigeria to kill young people. After the surgery, she complained of bleeding and the doctor claimed it's normal and it will stop. Now let me go down to the parts that is really sickening, according to her. The most annoying part here is the girl died days ago without nobody knowing, and the hospital did not find it needful to contact any of her relatives until the few friends who knew she was going in for surgery said she was supposed to have been back since days now. They now decided to go to the hospital to check on her. Arriving there, they offered a letter that her body had been deposited in the mortuary. This is sickening. Now, I think the government needs to come to the health system and check the capability of most surgeons and make their own research if really they are well-trained surgeons to be able to operate on humans. If not, their license should be seized. Rest in peace, Christabel. And that was the end of young, beautiful, charming Christabel. Her promising life cut short prematurely. And the most painful part about this kind of passing is that it's a death that comes with no sympathy at all. Rather, it comes with mocking, jabs, backlash, and very hurtful and harsh comments. People took to social media to bash Christabel of being inappreciative of the body that God gave her, that spoke down on her. They didn't even have any care in the world that she was gone. According to them, it's her business, it's her fault, it's her making. She killed herself. She used her money that she would have used to plow into legitimate business to take herself to the slaughterhouse to get herself killed. So people had no empathy and no sympathy whatsoever for Christabel. And that is the most painful part about this kind of person. You are blamed for it. Christabel's passing is indeed one of many of its kind. If my memory doesn't fail me, I recall very vividly some years back, it was the turn of ex-beauty queen Nneka, who, despite being gorgeous and beautiful enough to win a beauty pageant amongst other beautiful ladies, felt inadequate, felt not beautiful enough, and she went for a BBL and died on the table. There are so many others before and after her. Some make it out to social media and some never do. Now, if you were thinking that these plethora of negative incidences and stories and scary past histories will deter young ladies, young Nigerian girls, from going under the knife for more rounded derrieres, think again. Because BBLs are becoming increasingly fashionable and desirable amongst young girls in Nigeria now more than ever before. And I do not know if this cancer is only in Nigeria. Let me know which country you are in, and if this craze and madness for a bigger behind is also ravaging your society. We see young girls sleeping around just to save up enough coins to go for BBL. You see girls doing monthly contribution. They call it ajo. Every month you contribute, this person takes the money for this month. The next month a set of people contribute, the next person takes. People subject themselves to that contribution for a year just to mop up funds to undergo plastic surgery, BBLs. You see some of these facilities that engage in this procedure giving up sort of discounts. Do one breast and get the other one free. Do hip and get bum free. 20% discount before the end of March. And you are wondering, is this a surgery? Is this somebody's body, somebody's life? Or are we pricing pepper and tomatoes here? A few days ago, 20-year-old Destiny took the fatal step that would eventually lead to the end of her life. This young, charming beauty who had the whole of her life ahead of her walked into this same facility that a lot of people say is the one that Christabel passed in. She walked in there to get a BBL. According to someone who claims she is Destiny's relative and who brought the news of Destiny's passing to social media, she claimed that the surgery had been done and she was still at the hospital where she was required to stay for a 4-day period for observation. And while there, she started complaining incessantly of chest pain and difficulties in breathing. And despite bringing this situation to the notice of the doctor, once again, it was dismissed as normal. The doctor kept on assuring her that yes, it's part of the process and that she had to wait it out, that she will feel better in time. Now, this was according to the testimony of this her friend, because she claimed that she was there in the hospital with Destiny until her last breath. So Destiny kept on complaining of the extreme difficulty she was experiencing breathing. But according to this friend, the doctor took no action and assured her that it's part of the process. Destiny continued to struggle with her breath until it became too late and she died. When news of Destiny's passing made it out to social media, the facility swiftly put out a statement via its Instagram account, exculpating and dissolving and distancing itself from any form of negligence. This is what they had to say. It has become necessary to clear the air on some misinformation and wrong assumptions. We are aware that it is reasonable to speculate that fat embolism was the most likely cause of her sudden onset of breathlessness. However, we wish to state the following. A CPA, that's a CT pulmonary angiogram, was conducted the same day the client arrived at the ICU, and the result showed that there was no pulmonary embolism. Till date, we have no record of PE of any kind, to the glory of God, despite the number of surgeries done so far. The deceased was the third client to ever be referred to an ICU, with the previous 2 being successfully managed. Samples have been sent for COVID-19 testing on account of her recent travel history, as well as some features seen on the CTPA. we enjoin the general public to show more respect to the family, blah, 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 blah. So now, my dear brothers and sisters, this is what they say, it has entered story. The matter has had K-leg, but regardless of what happens, destiny is gone and her life can never be brought back. And do you know what else is painful? The government, the Nigerian government, pays very little mind to these kinds of incidences. They believe that they have better issues to dwell on and to expend their time and energy on than pursuing justice for a girl, a healthy human being who walked into a facility despite all the risks involved to expose herself to a very needless surgery, as they view it. That is the bosom truth. That is the way it is seen in Nigeria. It's very interesting that this era that many people have described as the reverse BBL era, where a lot of these pioneers, the godmothers and the grand patrons of BBL are going back, are retracing their step and reversing their procedures. We know what Kim K is trying to do. Black China has already started her procedure to take out the silicone in her buttocks, and a lot of these celebrities are retracing their steps and now beginning to see lesser need for having extremely exaggerated derrieres and hips. It is in such era that here in Nigeria the craze and the madness is not only just beginning, is getting heightened. Young girls and women are consumed with the concept and the idea of an unrealistic or surgically enhanced shape. And what is worse is that this is done without deeply appreciating the risk involved, having no knowledge of the pedigree of the facility or the hospital, and having absolutely no knowledge of the qualifications of the surgeon who they would surrender their life to. So every day, guys, I get more and more curious as to why more women are taken to the table, going under the knife to have their figures surgically enhanced. And permit me, in this video, I'm going to be sharing some of my opinions. And as I do, please drop in the comment section your thoughts, what you think about this whole thing that is consuming us. Just drop your opinion in the comment section. As always, there is no right or wrong answer. The first reason I believe for this craze is what I call social conditioning. Social media, mainstream media, social media, the media, people in general, have people who look this way depicted as ideal, as very beautiful, as irresistible, as capable of having any man that they want. You go to the wedding blogs and more of the brides that are being shown on these wedding pages have the whole unusual figure. You don't see any regular looking, normal looking bride on the blogs anymore. You go to major influencers pages and you are seeing stuff like "God bless Africa," which is a slogan used to depict that women with bigger behinds are more admired and more desirable. And you go to the comment section and you see comments like, "Oh my God, why is life?" Let me know if you know what why is. If you know, you know. Why is life? And you say, "Oh, women like this can spend my whole money. I cannot marry, or else you have this kind of body." And before you know it, these kinds of thinking are integrated in the subconscious of these women, and they begin to feel less attractive. They begin to feel less desirable. They begin to feel out of place with their normal, regular looking bodies and shapes. You go to Big Brother Naija, which is like the fastest ways that youths these days get fame, right? And you see, every year we have this person with a surgically enhanced body making it into the house. And you see these women with surgically enhanced bodies getting followings on social media with no talents, in quotes. They are not actresses, they don't really have any career going on, but just by virtue of the way they look, that figure that they have gotten for themselves, they have huge followings, recording great success, making money, influencing on social media. And yet, before you know it, these ladies, especially the impressionable ones, start to believe that the next reason, which may be controversial, but yes, it has to be said because it's the truth. If you feel contrary, please drop your opinion in the comment section. Two, it's like a profession, the hookup girls, if you know what I mean. Girls that go after very successful men for business purposes, if you know what I mean. They believe that having that kind of body will aid their business, will help them get more clients, will help them bag richer clients. They believe that more men will be attracted to them if they look that way, and that they're going to get men that would lavish material things on them when they look that way. So for them, they're investing in their trade. Just as someone in the 9 to 5 job will go for masters to give themselves a professional facelift, so also these ladies in this kind of business believe that going for a BBL will give them more opportunities in their career, and that's a fact. The next set of people are people that do not just like their body types, okay? It could be as a reason of a low self-esteem or growing up issues, but maybe they're not just comfortable with the way clothes look on them, and they're not confident when they wear some certain clothes, and they believe that changing their bodies would help them with their confidence. And most times this comes from childhood trauma, okay? You see a young girl developing into puberty, teenage age, and maybe she doesn't take the body type of her mother. Maybe her mother is very voluptuous and all of that, and you constantly see aunties, relations, neighbors, and everybody taunting her. Why you not carry your mama body? You go carry man body. See your flat bum bum. You know, throwing these words and jabs at this child, and the child grows up with the impression that her body is not okay and she has to do something about it. Her self-esteem is damaged. That could be another reason why a lot of people are going under the knife to get a BBL. So yes, do let me know what you think about BBLs in Nigeria now, in Africa, all over the world. It is fast becoming, can I call it a pandemic? Do you think it's unwise? Do you think it's senseless and needless? Do you think that the risk does not commensurate to the results? Is this something that you would never do and you would never encourage your friend or your daughter or sister to do? Or are you of the school of thought that accidents will happen, but the fear of having accidents will never stop men from driving? Do share all your thoughts in the comment section. Let us have this conversation. I really do feel sorry for this young girl, 20-year-old girl. I mean, she hasn't even fully developed. I looked very different at 25 physically than I looked at 20. She still had a lot of voluptuousness that could come. I feel so sorry for her. I feel so sorry for the family she left behind. I can't begin to imagine what her mother will be going through. Her child was not ill, she wasn't murdered, she didn't have an accident. She voluntarily went to a place that cost her life. It is traumatizing. I really do feel for them. I sympathize and empathize with them, and I do pray that her soul would rest in the bosom of God. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Please don't forget, or don't fail to drop all your comments in the comment section, your thoughts, your ideas, your contribution down below. If you're yet to subscribe, please hit the subscribe button and join me. Join Nezaville here, and also join my personal channel, Nezepeperempe. Follow me on socials, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And stay glued, for there is so much more coming your way. It's me, your girl, Barrister Neze, and this is Nezaville. I'll see you guys in my next one. For now, bye.